our date went well. Clearly, it was all lip service. Bullshit. And just next to me as if that was even
Hello guys, it's your girl Erin. Welcome back to my channel. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just jump right on into this video. So in case you guys missed my announcement over on Instagram, I was thankfully selected to do another test knit. Yes, you heard it right. I'm doing another test knit. I'm actually really excited for this one because I was selected by Kara's Knit ENG over on Instagram to test knit this eyelet stripe sweater that she has going on right now. So currently it is in the process of being tested by everybody. We've been added to the group chat and just kind of keeping up with each other. So although I didn't really start this video the day that I started creating the sweater, I just wanted to do a quick little overview of what I have done so far. And this is my work that I have. So in the pattern, you guys can see that she has these really gorgeous, like open, I don't know what you want to call it, like lacy eyelet sections. I'm assuming it's called an eyelet because that is the name of her pattern. But I think that these are actually so gorgeous. I've never really seen a sweater with such a large amount of like these eyelets. So I'm really excited to actually start working on this. As you guys can see, this is about how much of the sweater that I have done. It's really kind of just the yoke of the sweater so far. So it kind of just stops at about my clavicles right now, but I am going to head out to the beach later today with Jordan and just hopefully get a little bit more work done on this sweater. But what I wanted to start off this video talking about actually is the yarn that I selected to make this test knit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show off this yarn to you guys because I'm actually in awe of the quality of the yarn that I'm using. So I am currently working with the Ice Yarns brand, and I've actually had my eye on the Ice Yarn company for several years, but I've never really taken the leap of faith to place an order and actually physically use the yarn. I've seen so many different styles and types of yarn before coming from them, and they honestly have some of the most gorgeous colorways of yarn that I've ever seen before. And I believe Ice Yarns is based out of Turkey. So the reason why I have actually never purchased Ice Yarns before up until this moment is because over on their website, although they have really great deals, the shipping to the US is actually very pricey. I mean, it's understandable because it's coming from a long distance away. But what I really like about Ice Yarns, from what I've seen at least in the past, is that they do have like these bulk orders. So a lot of times over on Ice Yarn's website, they will have like a pack of 4 yarns or a pack of 8 yarns for a really unbeatable price. But like I said, unfortunately, the shipping is very hefty. So thankfully, thank you to the test knitters out there that were able to give me some yarn suggestions. I chose to go with the Ice Yarns Con Mohair, and this is unlike any mohair that I've honestly ever felt with at least my own fingers before. The moment I pulled this out of the packaging, like, I actually have no words. It's really fluffy, extremely silky. And although at first glance, when I first pulled it out of the bag, it does seem like a very dense ball of yarn, once I started working with it and actually knitting with it, I almost said crochet. Once I started knitting with it, it actually works up extremely fluffy and lightweight. But what I like about this mohair yarn is that it's not super thin. I know a lot of times other mohairs from different companies can usually be like a 0 or 1 lace weight type of yarn, but this stuff is actually pretty thick for a mohair yarn. So this is what it looks like actually on the ball when it's still wound up. And this is just one strand right there. So there's a lot of like density, there's a lot of fluff and a lot of fiber just to this single strand of yarn. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the label says that this Con Mohair is a number 4 medium weight yarn. So here it is. It's actually a number 4, which is actually really unbelievable for a mohair type of yarn. So yeah, I just wanted to suggest some ice yarns if you guys want to try that out and use it for honestly any project that you have in mind. This stuff is so freaking buttery smooth, and I believe that this says that it's 20% mohair, 25% wool, and 45% acrylic. So honestly, my only worry with a yarn like this that has wool and mohair in it is kind of just the aftercare. I'm not really too sure how to go about washing it and taking care of it because, like I said, this stuff is super duper fluffy. Can you guys see all of that fuzz and kind of fleece coming off of it? So hopefully this won't like pill or fleece on me over time. But again, I want to say a big thank you, Kara, for letting me test knit this pattern and just entrusting me to work up something as gorgeous as your pieces. If you guys are really interested in purchasing this pattern, then go ahead and head on over to Kara's. I believe she has an Etsy, she has an Instagram, and I believe she has a couple other websites where she's also selling her patterns. And also, quick note, Kara has a ton, and I mean a ton of patterns. She's got a bunch of sweaters. I believe she also just launched a bucket hat pattern, which I do intend on purchasing and hopefully recreating because I love the different colorways that she's made. I love the very simplistic style, but it's super gorgeous with like a very chunky type of yarn. Anyways, I'm rambling. But yeah, this is just gonna be, you know, another knit with me, kind of like a day in the life, because I'm gonna take you guys along throughout my day with all of my errands. But I have been enjoying so far working up with this pattern. I am a beginner, so when I first read through the entire pattern, I was actually very intimidated, but I had to remind myself I need to take it literally one step at a time, one bullet point at a time, and just read through the pattern very slowly, very carefully. But I have been honestly really enjoying her creativity and just learning new tricks from her. So yeah, thank you again. Let's go ahead, let's start knitting a little bit. Again, y'all go check out her pattern. If you want to buy it, go support your girl. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Hopefully at the end of this video, I will have a little try on clip so you guys can see what the sweater looks like when it's all done. I'm digging the eyelets though, super cute.
Summer rain on the window. Watch the time float on. Cool air blows a memento as I fall behind. I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Maybe I'll be better when we're old enough. Hey, I'm sorry for dreaming about the future. You and I'll be better when we're old enough. She got the white top, I want to spend my life with you, We got the sunset going down, I just want you now, yeah. Look at the clouds, the orange, the gold, the sky is nice. I like the way the roof's gone. She got the white top, I want to spend my life with you, We got the sunset going down, I just want you now,
Hello guys, it's been quite a few days. This is what the eyelet sweater is looking like so far, and I really love these open lace sections. Again, I think they're called eyelets, so this should be just long enough to cover the ladies, and it's going to sit pretty high up on my stomach. I think it's going to come right below my boobs. But here she is, super cute. And so far, honestly, working with this Ice Yarns Con mohair, I really love the texture of it. I like that you're still able to see the stitch definition, so not too much of the design has been lost with this yarn. All right, we've just relocated back inside because it is way too noisy outside, and I don't think you guys will be able to understand what I'm talking about. But like I was saying earlier, because this yarn has a nice like thickness to it, it's not your standard mohair type of yarn. When I'm starting to knit with it, it does kind of split a little bit, but I feel like with a yarn like this, that is kind of expected. Like you guys can see, it's not super thin. I think this is listed as a number 4 worsted weight yarn. In my eyes, I might even call this like a number 3, but there's so much like cloudiness to this yarn that you guys can only imagine. I'm usually like splitting the yarn or kind of tearing almost the mohair off of the strand itself. So that's just kind of one thing I wanted to note. But on the plus side, because it is thicker than your average mohair, it works up a lot faster and you don't have to buy as many skeins of yarn. And I believe I mentioned this at the start of the video, but I'm really just working with this yarn single stranded, and it's pretty thick for this being a single stranded mohair. So there's still like a ton of coverage. You can't really see through these stitches unless you know you have these like little eyelet sections. So this is literally just a single stranded mohair yarn, and I think that it looks so stunning. It's so gorgeous, and honestly I can't even explain the texture and like the quality of this yarn. You guys are just gonna have to go pick up some ice yarns for yourself to understand exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, these are what the sleeves are looking like so far. But honestly, this just by itself as like a little cropped t-shirt would look super darn cute. So I still have a good amount of work ahead of me, so I do need to pick this back up and start working for the rest of today. But I hope you guys are just kind of liking this quick little knit with me kind of video. I wanted to talk a little bit more about ice yarns because like I said earlier in the video, I have been dying to purchase ice yarns myself, but like I said, with the Ice Yarns website, the shipping is super costly. So I just kind of want to recommend another way that you guys can pick up some ice yarns without having to pay that hefty shipping price. There are people who list this yarn over on eBay and on Etsy. So if you guys are trying to save a little bit of coin and you don't want to spend, you know, like $30 on shipping, just kind of Google around and try checking out different sellers on Etsy who are just trying to sell off a few of their skeins, or likewise over on eBay, people do sell ice yarns, and you know, they have a lot more of yarn just besides your standard mohair. I know they've got wool yarn, alpaca, standard, acrylic yarn, kind of almost anything you guys can imagine. But yeah, that's just gonna be my little tip and trick for you guys for this video. If you guys are trying to find yarn and you don't want to purchase it from the original website, just kind of check Etsy, check eBay. You never know where you're going to find it. And even if you guys wanted to use those different apps on your phone like OfferUp, there's a couple other ones, I don't really know the name of them, but OfferUp is another really great place to kind of search for yarn. So you never know what you guys can find if you just, you know, Google and search around. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this yarn, and in case I didn't mention, I believe this is the name Wisteria. So this is the Con mohair in Wisteria, a nice lilac lavender purple. Ugh, look at that definition. I'm actually super impressed. I thought with this mohair that it was going to get a little bit lost in translation, but you can clearly see my rose. You can really see what's going on here.
She got the white top, I want to spend my life with you. We got the sunset going down, I just want you now. Look at the clouds, the orange, the gold, the sky.
Girl, get your ass in there.
All right, so clearly I'm very excited because I have one sleeve of the sweater done. So this is what she's looking like so far. And I know that it looks like extremely cropped, but I think that's because I still need to block this and kind of stretch it out, give it the right shape. So it kind of looks like the sleeve is a little bit short. It's kind of hard to show you guys because I'm still holding the camera, but I think once I end up blocking the sweater, this is how it's going to rest. I think it's going to be a lot less cropped and it's going to have like a lot more coverage. So hopefully once I block it, the sleeve will be full length. But I'm freaking loving the pattern on this sweater, and you guys already know that I'm a huge fan of like raglan crochet sweaters. So this is the first time I'm actually doing like a knit raglan sweater, and I really love just like these stitches right here at the armholes. And honestly, to top it off, besides like a long sleeve sweater, I think this little cap sleeve sweater is actually super, super cute. So hopefully once I get this pattern all done for Kara, I'm probably gonna go back and honestly make a new sweater that's just short sleeve like that, because I feel like just this half right here is a complete vibe. I love how it hugs my body, and so far the sizing that she's listed for my size, which is like a size small, honestly I feel like looks really, really good. So I can't even hold this camera right. I'm not used to holding my camera like this, but this is what she's looking like. I freaking love it, honestly. You guys already know I'm a huge fan of this mohair, and it's kind of hard to show you the back, but again, a little bit short, but I do need to stretch it out a bit and block it, and hopefully once it's like all stretched out like in the right spots, it'll kind of hit me more like right there. So I'm super happy with how this is turning out. Let's give you guys a little bit up close goodness on this bad boy. So stunning. I honestly did not think that I was gonna have the skill to pull off a sweater like this. I was kind of just summoning all the courage and goodwill that I could, and I'm really, really surprised that I was able to knit something like this. You guys know, I've said it 100 times, I am a beginner knitter, so if I can make this sweater, you guys can definitely make this. And again, I'm going to leave the links for all of the patterns on her Ravelry, Etsy, anywhere else that she sells it down below in the description. So if you guys want to purchase her pattern and support her out, here is what she's looking like. Honestly, even kind of like this short sleeve moment, it's like a 3/4 sleeve. So cute, so lightweight. We're loving it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the second sleeve right now, and I will show you guys the finished sweater in a moment. Thank you guys for watching. Guys, I'm finally going to finish up the sweater today. I can't explain my happiness. I've got about another 8 or so rows, and then I'm officially done with the entire sweater. So I'm sitting outside today because it's nice and sunny and warm. It's pretty windy, but you know, it's a good day to knit outside. So let's go ahead and finish up the last inch or two of the sleeve, and I can show y'all the finished product. I'm so excited. Surprisingly, I've only been working on this sweater for a total of about 10 days, and I've been working on it on and off. I want to say about four or so hours every single day. So y'all, if you guys are faster knitters than me, you could definitely get this sweater done in like a few days time. But because I wanted to kind of space out my knitting time over the course of like 10 days or like a week and a half, this is how long it's taken me. And in the lighting, just look at these stitches. Oh